Hello and welcome to Women in the Coaching Arena podcast. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Lott, a business mentor and ICF accredited coach, and I help coaches to build brilliant businesses. I know that when you prepare to enter the arena, there is fear, self-doubt, comparison, anxiety, uncertainty. You can tend to armor up and protect yourself from vulnerability. In this podcast, I'll be sharing honest, not hype, practical and emotional tools to support you to make the difference that you're here for. Dare greatly, you belong in this arena. Hello, welcome to episode 115 of Women in the Coaching Arena. I am so glad you are here. Today, I'm excited to cover a topic that I'm actually shocked that I haven't covered yet, which is how to future-proof your coaching business with AI without losing the human touch. So today's conversation might feel a little bit different, but I promise it's important. We are talking about AI and more specifically how coaches like you can use it to support your business without losing what makes your work powerful, that real connection, trust and human-led transformation. Because it's worth saying that AI isn't going anywhere, whether you are using tools like ChatGPT or Claude or Canva's magic tools, scheduling apps that record your Zoom calls or write your meeting notes or something else entirely. It really is changing the way we work. And if you are not using AI, you will fall behind. It's a bit like when the internet came in and people thought it would be a fad. And, where would we be without being able to Google something now? So I really think if you aren't using it yet or aren't using it much yet, it really is worth listening in today. And even if you are using it lots, hopefully you will get some ideas as well. So I will cover how we can stay current, save time, and support your business growth without feeling like we are turning into robots. Let's start with the obvious. The goal here isn't to replace your work. AI cannot coach like you. I really don't think you need to worry as a human being. It is our innate need to connect with other humans. So it can't bring that insight, that warmth, that feeling of being seen, that emotional intelligence that you can. What it can do is support the admin or reduce decision fatigue, help you stay consistent with your marketing, content, systems. So here are 3 simple ways you can start using AI right now without losing your voice. First one is content creation, writing a blog, newsletter, or LinkedIn post. I honestly wouldn't know where to begin now, and I cannot believe how hard it must have been a year or so ago before I started using AI. And therefore, if you are just starting and lucky enough to be in this world of AI, then how lucky are you to be able to create a post in 3 seconds, to be able to create a lead magnet in 10 seconds, because things used to take such a long time. The thought, the energy that your brain would need to go through to do things was insane. So I just think we are so lucky now that we can do all of these things at the click of a button. I would start with a few bullet points about what you want to achieve and get a first draft, and then speak it out loud and edit in your own voice. That sounds a strange thing to do, but I promise you that most people won't do it. So if you are the one who does read it out loud, you will be the one that really connects with other humans. So this isn't about outsourcing your voice. It is about removing the blank page, and you never need to have that anymore. It's so easy to go in and ask. I think the real challenge is remembering to ask. So the things I do for my clients using AI, they're like, why didn't I think of doing that? And it's just like, I don't think about doing it for my own offer, sales page, niche, whatever it might be I'm working on. I will end up staying stuck. Whereas when I have a conversation with someone and they run it through AI for me, it's just incredible. I had an awkward situation recently where someone pitched to speak on this podcast, and I met them and I just thought, I work really hard to build trust with my podcast audience, and I didn't feel like I knew this person well enough to let them share their message on my podcast, because there is that thing such as borrowed trust. But I had spoken to them and I had agreed, as the people pleaser that I am. And one of my wonderful masterminders ran it through Claude when I shared that I was like worried and I didn't think I could do anything and I just have to proceed with this. She ran it through Claude and she sent me the output, which was perfect. And I sent it to them immediately and I got an absolutely fine response back. So again, it really, really does help to have communication with real people that can actually assist you with AI as well. Another thing AI is great for is repurposing what you've already said. So for example, I use it every week to turn this podcast episode into a blog post, into a LinkedIn newsletter, into an email, into a social post. So you can reuse all of the things that you are doing really, really easily now. You can also turn live video into a blog post. So for example, I'm intending to be running a workshop on your first 100 subscribers. I have probably already run it by the time this is live because it's on 23rd of April. But this episode now is a great reminder that all I need to do is download the Zoom transcript, upload it into ChatGPT or whatever AI I like, and ask it to repurpose the main core points that I can share on social media or in a follow-up email. Another great thing AI can be useful for is transcribing and suggesting headlines or calls to actions. It's these things that can really take a long time, and there is a real science in creating great headlines. You might call them hooks. In other words, the thing that makes someone either stop and read your post or open your email. Many people say you should spend 80% of your time on the headline or the first 2 lines of whatever you write, because if you haven't managed to hook people's attention within that first second, you have lost them. And therefore, all of the hours you may have spent writing that email or creating that social post is completely wasted. So it's so worth thinking about working with AI to create great hooks. Okay, our third simple way that you can use AI right now is client support between sessions. Think about automating simple things like session reminders, check-in emails, post-session recaps. You are still the one delivering all the value, but these small systems keep the experience really smooth and professional. I use Fathom to create a note of my calls, so it's really easy if someone misses a call for them to scroll through and jumps immediately to the part of the recording that they are interested in. I've also been playing around with a lot of AI images recently. So there's a great site called Midjourney, which creates beautiful images I've been using in my carousels recently. It does take a lot of time to find the right image to suit your carousel, but it's so great to be able to create an image that nobody else has ever used before in the matter of minutes, I would like to say, but sometimes hours of trying to create the most beautiful images. But here is your warning to not let AI make your business generic. It's really easy to fall into the trap of pasting something directly from ChatGPT or Claude into your LinkedIn posts. The telltale signs I would look out for are the long dashes between words, which you just wouldn't do, and I don't even know how you can physically do on a keyboard. So it's an immediate AI giveaway. If I see someone's post with this long dash between the words, I just switch off immediately because I know it's AI, therefore I know it's not worth my time reading that content. So really think about the sort of trigger words and things that AI uses a lot. So words like empower or certain things, it's just stolen the use of because it's so overused with AI. And people will immediately tell if your post uses these long dashes or overused generic words. So my invitation to you is to use AI as a collaborator, not as a replacement. So bring your voice, bring your stories, bring your experience, let AI support you with that. And you bring the soul. You can edit it afterwards to make sure it feels like you and sounds like you. Because people don't just want answers, they really want to feel that you are behind that post. the way you explain things, the way you hold space, the way you challenge, reframe, and coach them into clarity. So don't forget you in all of this. It's really easy to do, in all honesty, because I do run a lot through AI now. And often I'm looking for my initial draft as to how I can make it sound more me again once I've run it through AI. Finally, let's talk mindset, because I know AI can feel intimidating, like you're suddenly supposed to become a tech expert or get left behind if you don't agree to use it. I would just recommend stay curious, be open to learning, willing to try new things, decide what feels right for you. This isn't about chasing trends, but it is about really future-proofing your time, which is your one precious resource, your energy, your capacity to be able to show up in your business in a way that feels sustainable and is a great use of your time. So if you have been wondering whether it's okay to use AI in your business, it truly is. I don't know many coaches now who aren't using it, or certainly I think lots of people do come and start working with me and have never used AI before. And I think I'm so used to using it. I assume the whole world is using it, which is probably why it's a great idea to record this episode, because you are just in the learning phase. We are all in the learning phase. The exciting thing is, it's only been around for about a year or so. So if you are worried it will dilute what you do, it won't. So keep anchoring into your voice, speak the stuff out loud. Remember your values, your stories, feed that to AI and all of your client successes, everything that you bring to the table. But use the tools, keep the magic. Thank you for joining me in today's episode. I would love to hear what AI tools you are using in your business to work smarter, not harder. If you'd like the fast track of this, do join me inside my mentorship program, The Business of Coaching, where we every single week will compare notes on what everybody is using right now and what successes people are having. I love the fact that many of my clients are acing it in lots of different tools that I haven't learned yet, and I can help them learn all of the things I have learned as well. So if you want to do this collaboratively, then you will find the details of the Business of Coaching program in the show notes. And like I say at the end of every episode, trust yourself, believe in yourself, and be the wise gardener who keeps on watering the seeds. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Women in the Coaching Arena. I have a mass of free resources on my website, joannalottcoaching.com. That's Joanna with an A and Lott with 2 T's, joannalottcoaching.com. And I'll also put links in the show notes below. Let me know if you found this episode useful, share it with a friend and leave me a review, and I will personally thank you for that. Remember to trust yourself, believe in yourself, and be the wise gardener who keeps on watering the seed. Get into the arena, dare greatly, and try.